Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and this is special update number 3 for this story. If you haven't seen this one yet, please go check it out, then check out the first update, then the second update, then come back here. The original story and the updates are linked at the top of the description down below. For a reminder, this story came to us from Kermit D. Frog and was titled, "Fooled my cheating soon-to-be ex-wife into thinking I was cheating, then Thermo-Nuclear Shinobi Ghosted and served her Christmas Day." Here is update 3, let's jump right in. I'm writing this here as a form of therapy, a way to get my thoughts out in a pragmatic way. Today, against everything I said in my previous post and comments, I went to go see Sue. She's been out of the hospital 4 days now, and believe it or not, it was Nina who convinced me I need to see her. She said the only way I'd let go of the contempt I feel for her is to see her one last time in her weakened state. So around 6 p.m., I called her for the first time since I served her. Her hello wasn't the bright and bubbly hello I'd known for over 2 decades. Her voice was hoarse and weak. The moment she heard my voice, she immediately began crying. It took almost 3 minutes for her to regain composure enough to talk again. Before she could say anything, I told her I was coming to see her within the day by 8 p.m. and she agreed. It's about an hour and a half from Co-op City, where my new apartment is, to my old home. So I grabbed a bite to eat from the local pizzeria and started on my way there. I got there about 7:47 p.m. and she was already at the door before I pulled into the driveway. As I came near, I could see the toll her actions had taken on her. She was noticeably thinner, the unhealthy kind of thin. As a whole, she looked like the Walking Dead. First thing she does is try to come in for a hug, and I stop her cold. She got the hint that I wasn't there to console her and backed off immediately. We go inside and sit in the living room. Almost immediately, Sue tells me she wants to come clean about everything. She tells me she couldn't live with the guilt of what she did to me and the boys. From the day we signed the separation agreement, she went into a downward spiral of guilt and agony that led her to her suicide attempt. Her friend, the one that called me from the hospital, had noticed her behavior and started coming over to check on her. She said the doctors told her, had she not been found just an hour more, she would have succeeded. She admitted to failing me as a wife, that her falling for POS was wrong, as was her choice not to pull back when she knew she was getting too deep. She also apologized for sharing the many intimate details of our marriage and speaking ill of me to him. That she never imagined herself being the kind of person who was capable of doing that, but she was. She said she believed in her head that she was doing the right thing, but ultimately, when she thought I was cheating, it all hit her like a ton of bricks. The feeling of betrayal was suffocating, and she had to get out as soon as possible, but it was obviously too late by then. She then asked me at what point did I stop caring, to which I said the night she confronted me with the notion of me cheating with the fervor that she did. Knowing full well that she'd been sleeping with POS for months at that point, I lost all respect for her and it steeled my resolve to enact my plan. She told me that when she woke up Christmas morning and found the gift I left, she was over the moon until she opened it. That when she realized what it was and how much I had known, she literally went mad and hasn't set foot in our bedroom since. She was frantically trying to find if anyone knew where I was, but when she went on Facebook to ask, she started getting thrashed by friends and family about what she had done, but had no idea how everyone knew so fast. That's when I told her about the other binders. The look of shock on her face was priceless. It all dawned on her that I did this to her. Everything she's gone through, her friends turning on her, her family shaming her, and yes, even her losing her job, was my doing. She just fell silent and shut down after that. I took the time to go use the bathroom then, and it was in shambles. The mirror was broken. Her skincare products were all over the place, and the tub looked like it hadn't been cleaned since they took her to the hospital. When I came back out to the living room, she has her face in her hands weeping, and I can honestly say I felt nothing. No more anger, no more rage, and absolutely not a shred of pity. They say the opposite of love is indifference. Looking at her, that's all I felt. She looks up at me and says, I screwed everything up. I ruined us, and I have no idea what to do. I can't do this by myself. I tell her she's got her family, her friend who found her, and our sons. But she doesn't have me. She never will ever again. I tell her I came to give her closure from the ordeal she just subjected herself to, but the moment I walk out that door, I'm never looking back. So the topic of POS comes up not long after. She tells me he reached out to her 2 days ago. They talked for a couple hours, and it ended with her telling him he needs to move on with his life, find a younger woman, and forget she exists. The remainder of the convo was Sue apologizing for her betraying me and asking again, was this really the end? I looked her dead in the eyes with no hesitation and say, yes. It's been over long before I served the divorce notice on Christmas. I felt that was my cue to depart. No words were said, because what more could be said? I left her sitting on the couch, closed the door behind me, got in my car, and drove home. It's 2:56 a.m. as I'm typing this. I needed to get this out while it's fresh in my head. This is it. The saga of Sue is done. 17 and I are both scheduled for counseling in the coming weeks. Nina and I are still going strong and sticking to the plan of keeping things under wraps until my divorce is final. I'm staying active and motivated and looking forward to a future with a woman I know will cherish and honor me because she's done so from the shadows for decades. It's time for me to focus on the life ahead of me, so this will probably be the last time I post for a while. Maybe I'll come back with an update when the divorce is official. To everyone who has sent me words of encouragement and well wishes, thank you. To all of those who praised me for my plan of revenge, I can honestly say I wish it never came to it. But if I had to go back and do it again, I wouldn't change a single thing I did, aside from maybe doing more to POS than just getting him fired. Wow, that went in a way I completely wasn't expecting. I never expected OP to go and see Sue after all she'd done to him. I do think this visit will give them both a little bit of closure, but I'd like to know what you guys think. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this whole epic story about cheating and revenge with dire consequences? Also, on the first video, OP Kermit D. Frog did respond to some comments, so if there's anything you want to say to them, you can put it down in the comments below as well. I do encourage you to go visit OP at the links in the description down below. There's one there for the original story and each of the 3 updates. Please go check them out. Check out one of these other videos, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories.